Hey guys, Papier is back with another video, and in this video I'm gonna explain why Dutch people are so lazy. I've heard this saying from many people before. And sometimes when I was working, I also felt like, oh, why most Dutch people are so lazy. I feel like a lot of the times I'm one of the most hardest workers, and I'm not even hard working, guys. I just feel like, man, why Dutch people are so lazy. But a lot of the time it's because they're smart, guys. And also a lot of things you also learn while you are working. So especially when you're new in a Dutch company, you kind of have to feel your surroundings first and see how other people work, and kind of be the gray mouse. Like, that's what I always say. Like the person who doesn't, yeah, doesn't seem different from the others. That's what I mean. Just be normal. Like in America, you have this kind of hustle culture, and you want to prove you are the best. And then you kind of be this really diligent, hardworking guy, and to really make a difference in the company or something like this. But I think in most Dutch companies this doesn't work, guys, because the work culture is totally different. And yeah, today I just wanted to talk about the Dutch work culture and how being hardworking and diligent can sometimes backfire. Or I should say most of the times backfire. And yeah, guys. The first thing, if you do this, because I think when I was young and I started working, I was also kind of really hardworking and diligent, and just want to show that that I am capable, and more than capable of doing it. So that maybe they will give me a permanent contract, or they will give me a raise. But all those things never happen, guys. A lot of the times, when they see you are hardworking, then they will either punish you with more work, or yeah, just have the expectancy that you are always this hardworking person, so that you will just become exhausted yourself. So you have to be really careful with this, guys, because there's not this kind of thing like you're the employee of the month and you're praised for your good hard work. A lot of the times when you work in a Dutch company, is just following the rules, and there will come a lot of more rules in addition to those rules, guys. So yeah, sometimes people say yeah, you have to reach a certain target. Most of the times I feel like those targets are not that high. Sometimes the targets are really high. For each company is different, so then you still have to kind of pick up the pace. But yeah, don't be this guy who wants to show that he is the hardest worker of the company, because this is not going to get you anywhere, guys. And sometimes other people will even get mad, because when you finish the work too fast and there's nothing to do, this feels almost like the worst case scenario, guys, because first of all, everybody on the floor will be confused what to do, and some people will just hang around, and some people will try to pretend they're working. But yeah, that you will see a lot, and sometimes you can avert these situations by just being a bit more lazy and taking your time with your work, so that yeah, you don't reach this situation where there's nothing to do. So I think a lot of, especially the older people in the warehouse, especially if you work in a warehouse. Just a lot of times you just have to kind of follow the lead of the old people, especially if there's like an old person which is kind of feeling responsible for the work, but at the same time wants to put the least amount of effort. That guy is usually what I follow. I think it's also the best because then you will have first of all an easy time at your work and don't create an overcomplicated situation to exhaust yourself, because a lot of times they have somewhere in a corner they have kind of extra work which they always extend if there's nothing to do, and this is a lot of the times is the worst type of work that nobody likes to do. That's why they put it there. But sometimes it's also not. Yeah, it also depends. I think a lot of times that I work and I don't really mind what kind of work I have to do, guys, because I'm used to all this kind of warehouse work. But sometimes you can create friction between people, and I think this is also the thing you have to watch out. Even if you have a desk job, it's like, don't be, especially when you're new in a job, don't be too focused on your work. Or be more focused on the people around you, and especially if people who introduce yourself to you. That there are people who are probably gonna talk about you behind your back, and there's also people who can sometimes appear out of nowhere, giving you extra work, guys. So I also had this situation where I just did really well. I was just hardworking, diligent. I was also smart because I was working electronics. And just after 1 month, I fully automated the whole test environment. Yeah, and it worked 8 times as fast as before. And I also had the opportunity to put the machines on overnight. And things like that, guys. So then, that's something. At first, you will get really a compliment. Yeah, great job. And this also, you will feel like when you're working and you really did an outstanding, great job. They will just say great job. They won't give you a raise or give you any other things that you actually might need. And the other thing is that, suppose you did this, I also found that out later in the company. They just think that, oh my god, this guy is amazing, we can send more project managers after him to do all kind of projects and keep him busy. And then after a while I just cut myself in the finger with that, and I had to say no to projects, and then later they were disappointed. So I feel like eventually you learn to kind of be lazy at your work, but always come on time, guys. That's also a thing I have to remind you, because when I was younger, sometimes I also came like even 1 minute too late. But this is really a no-no in Dutch work culture, guys. You can't be 1 minute too late, because they really they will really hate you for it. It's like I never knew really why this is, because somebody who works really great but comes 1 minute too late is really frowned upon, and somebody who's really doing nothing at work and just being there, but he is on time, he is praised more, guys. Can you believe it? It's like that. That's really Dutch work culture, guys. So the fact that you are on time and you're just there the whole 8 hours that you have to work is more praised than actually the work that you do. And and also be prepared that things can get more difficult, and there can be a lot of more additional rules in your work. And yeah, so I would just advise you to kind of feel the environment that you're in and the people that you're working with. See at what pace they are working, and just try to copy their pace, guys. That's always what I do, because otherwise you might make it difficult for yourself. Because first of all, they think, oh, you're working at this pace, and they will expect you to always work at this pace, or maybe they will just immediately replace you somewhere else, and sometimes doing a good job, and yeah, then suddenly you just ask to maybe work at many places, and maybe you're not really satisfied there. So there's a lot of ways that you can, yeah, kind of cut yourself on the finger by doing too well here in Netherlands in the work environment. So yeah, guys. But yeah, I think I'm kind of used to it. And sometimes I also even miss working right now, because I've been yeah, at home for quite some time now. So sometimes all this drama at work and kind of funny situations, because there's always some drama at work, and it's kind of funny, because at home I never have drama. I'm always just chill by myself, really stable. I'm normally a really stable person, and yeah, just doing my own thing. But sometimes a little bit of drama, and also a little bit of yeah, talking to people is nice. And I think also the work in a Dutch company is most of the time not really that difficult, but sometimes it can be extremely difficult, especially if you're an electronic engineer. So I wouldn't advise you to be an electronics engineer in the Netherlands, guys, because a lot of times the managers, they will just expect magic from you. They expect you to be a wizard, and this kind of techie who can do everything. Like for example, for electronics, you can be for example great at programming, but not know a lot about hardware or about trucks or whatever they are doing there. So you come in there with all the knowledge that you have, and you might be really good at one specific field, but then suddenly it's like a whole different kind of project that you need to do, and sometimes they also won't give you any information, guys. That's also I found out, like, and people communicate really terribly sometimes. Yeah, guys. It's also hard. I think it's hard for me. I cannot really say that if for example, to my son, for I cannot advise him to do what kind of job in Netherlands. Like, I think for each person it's also different. But I think most of the time I like warehouse, because yeah, what's expected of you is just simple, and for me that really suits me, because I don't like I don't like when the yeah job that I have to do is kind of vague, and then there's like sometimes I come in the company, and that I also had a lot of, as an electronics engineer, I didn't really know what to do, but I still had this problem that I needed to figure out, guys. So yeah, I think a lot of people, they can kind of deal with it, and they have this kind of mental stability, not only in intelligence, but also like a mental stability, that are just months on end when but they kind of have no progress, and they kind of also like to keep being intellectual in that field. But yeah, I feel like electronics engineer is it's not so enjoyable, guys. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Yeah, back to the point why Dutch people are so lazy. It's not because they are lazy, it's a lot of times because they are smart, guys. And yeah, I think you will find it out soon enough.